What is going on, everybody? This is SSG, aka Sergeant Sentinel, and welcome to another live stream. Today I'm playing Mad Max. Hour and a half-ish. It's just I haven't live streamed in a while, and I definitely wanted to live stream on my channel, so give me just a minute, I'll get situated, and we'll get started. Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is SSG, aka Sergeant Sentinel. Thanks for dropping in for tonight's live stream. I wanted to play something a little different. Normally I'm playing Grand Theft Auto games, but I do like Mad Max, so I wanted to switch it up a little bit. If you haven't already checked out my channel, I do have a number of new videos over the past couple weeks, so definitely check them out as well.
Where we can rebuild.
Jeet, of the Great White, we can make a deal. Trust they don't kill us.
Doesn't sound safe. They're the best we can do.
I don't think we have a choice, Zane.
What is this place?
This part of the Great White is Jeet's territory. Like everywhere else in this realm, it's been overrun by Scrotus. War boy camps and patrols are everywhere.
Yeah, I think it would be a good thing for them to explore spin-offs. I know some people, quite a few people in fact, would love to have Halo Wars 3 be a thing. And I think I don't know if you could expect that under 343. It seems like they really struggled with Halo Infinite and with the different seasons, you know, since its release. It just seems like they're not as capable as someone like Bungie, but then again, looking at how Bungie is now, I don't know if they're capable anymore. It's kind of like the best people for these studios left, and you have people working there now that just can't fill their boots, so to speak.
I saw one dismantled once. It's not so complex.
I kind of have a unique position on it just because I didn't come into the Xbox family, so to speak, until the Xbox One generation. And by then, of course, they were already on their fifth Halo game. I've played, let me see, did you watch Halo documentary or something like that? I don't remember what it's called. I don't think I've seen it. I've seen the Xbox documentary where they were talking about the history of Xbox and all that, but I haven't seen the Halo documentary. I know that it was pretty revolutionary, and that when it first released, it was a tremendous step for home consoles, being able to play split-screen first-person shooters on home consoles. So Halo was very revolutionary. You know, I think I think it's a very historic genre, but I don't think that it's, I just don't think it carries the weight it once did. Now, that's not saying it can't come back, but I think that, I think you really need talented people. I'm just going to call it how it is. You can't have new people that weren't even alive or were in diapers when the first Halo came out, trying to make Halo great and phenomenal and all that shit. I don't think you can do that. I think you need people there running the shit, running the show, that were running the show back when Halo first started. I think that's what you really need, because if they want Halo to kind of realign itself with the themes and the mentality and the feel that the old one had, I don't think you can do it with new people who are from this new train of thought, because as we've seen, a lot of this new train of thought just doesn't work well for well-seasoned and classic IPs like Halo. It just doesn't work.
Let him inside.
I think Sony kind of saw this with Killzone, and that could have been why they just didn't make another game after Killzone Shadowfall. It's kind of funny. I'm looking at this from an interesting perspective because, like I said, I didn't come into the Xbox family until the Xbox One generation. They already had, Halo 5 was already out there. I had a PlayStation 2, I had a PlayStation 3, but I was never big into Killzone. I heard a couple of different magazines call Killzone the Halo killer, but to be honest, even though I loved PlayStation, I already knew back then that Halo was so much better than Killzone. That's not saying Killzone wasn't fun, but I think it just didn't... Killzone couldn't measure up to what Halo was back then. Now, Halo nowadays, I enjoyed Infinite, but I just don't think it's on the same level as it used to be, no matter what Xbox fanboys say. I just don't think it's there.
It's not much of a car. You trust that little scrap monkey?
For now, not much of a stronghold.
Careful now. Don't want to insult a man in his own home. Listen, we used to rule this stretch, and now the warlord controls all and brings only death.
Warlord.
Scrotus, Scabrous, killed, I hear. Sawed him up in the head.
So Bungie bought themselves out from under Microsoft, and they did the same thing from Activision. That's very interesting. It kind of seems like Bungie wants to be independent, but they don't have the discipline or ability to be independent. Kind of like a rebellious teenager, I think.
Oh, one peep at the jaw will change your mind.
What's the jaw?
It's a gate you gotta pass to reach Gastown. Look for it yourself. It's in Dead Baron's Pass.
Before I do we have a deal?
Yeah. You weaken the influence of that dead warlord, and we'll have a deal.
The biggest debacle that I'm seeing right now is that over the past 10 years, there's a lot of people, they have to be on a tight leash or they're incompetent. And I don't think that's necessarily the workers' fault, that's the management's fault. I feel like there's a lot of people working in the industry right now, though, that didn't necessarily deserve the positions that they have. And I'm not saying... I'm definitely not getting into politics, but I think that it could have been, at some point, because people who were talented were deterred from getting in the industry, or they decided to work for smaller independent studios. And it's like people who could have been great for the industry, they just never got into it. So, yeah, I know about the older people that were great, but I'm saying newer people that could have followed in their footsteps and been even greater. I feel like there are talented people in the gaming industry, but it seems like there's also a lot of people in the industry that aren't very talented, and some of them know they're not talented and they don't care. They're not necessarily there to make good games. They're there to make games as a way to deliver their statement to people. And I think that's definitely the wrong mindset. If you're trying to make games that are supposed to entertain people, don't use it as your own socio-political platform.
Less hairy around here now.
Long shot installed and ready for action. I'd say we have gained us an upper hand.
Slide over. Time to put
Yeah, the
sniper
first
rifle
Halo
to the
game I
test.
played
I'm confident it
was
will serve
actually
our purposes
Halo
without
2. I didn't
fail.
play the first one. So my first experience was Halo 2. I didn't think it was bad, but again, I wasn't able to judge it against the first one, so I couldn't say.
Better than I thought. Nice balance.
Yes, my fingers were controlled by otherworldly forces. Communicated!
We're going to Dead Barrett's Pass.
The jaw?
Only to recon.
You know, it's like a lot of people wonder, like, video games, movies, music, television shows were so much better back in the 80s and 90s, but now they're like, oh, let's remake this for a modern audience, and it's like, no, stop. It's like, it's kind of like if you have tacos, right? And on the taco, you have ground beef, you have cheese, you have lettuce, you have tomatoes. And then someone's like, oh, you know what? I'm going to put beets and asparagus and shit in it that doesn't go for modern audiences. And it's like, stop. People love it the way it was. So it's like, don't change something that works to put your own spin on it to make it fucking horrible. Don't do that shit. Yeah, I heard about their microtransactions. I couldn't tell you because I'm not a Destiny guy myself. I know Baldman Gamer from the XPN network crew is real big into Destiny. So is Shadow Mall, one of their newer guys. He's big into Destiny, I think. But as far as myself, I couldn't tell you because I played Destiny 1, I bought the expansion, I played it quite a bit, but Destiny 2, I played it when it first came out and was immediately like, what the hell, because it was so bare bones, so I didn't stick around with it, I just left it alone. It says there's still scrap over here, so I'm trying to see if I can find it. This is a little finicky because jump is actually the left trigger, which completely throws me off. Yeah, they're definitely in rough shape. Some of these loot locations are a little difficult, but once you get used to how the run and the jump are the two triggers, it's not too bad. Yeah, it definitely seems like PlayStation is in a hell of a lot of trouble, and of course that's because Jim Ryan was a fucking moron. You need a visionary running PlayStation, not a goddamn businessman who's holding the controller upside down.
These tanks lie bare!
Hold on.
She will not survive anymore! Get out or you die!
You done yet?
If I had better tools, I'd be done by now.
The problem we're looking at now is that up to the PlayStation 2 and the original Xbox generation, gaming was not really mainstream as much as it is now. And prior to that, during the PlayStation 1 and the Nintendo 64 and the Sega Saturn era, you had gamers playing, and not really a lot of mainstream people would play. And when it started getting real popular and it started making money, you had people who were not gamers, like Andrew Wilson. They were basically looking at gaming and saying, oh, we can make some money off of this. And then as gaming grew and it was more popular, and you had all these badass games, like the Dead Space trilogy, like the Crisis trilogy, like the Mass Effect trilogy, you had the Far Cry games, and you had the Grand Theft Auto games, and Red Dead Redemption, and Resident Evil, and all this stuff was really taken off. All these people who should have stayed the fuck out of gaming got involved with gaming so that they could make money. And at the end of the day, they don't give a shit if a game is fun. A game could be you watching a fat kid sit on a stool who's watching paint dry on a fucking wall. And they would be okay with charging you $70 for that if you didn't throw a fit about it. The problem is now, for them, not for us, the problem for them is people are realizing that they're offering $20 worth of product for a $70 price, and they're like, hey man, what the fuck? And so they're rebelling, they're fighting back, which is good. It's good for the medium. It's not good for these game companies. Especially since these game companies are virtue signaling out the ass. They're pandering to people that don't play games. They're chasing this modern audience bullshit, which most gamers who are playing now,
War party.
20s, 30s, 40s, they don't like that modern audience bullshit. Even the people on Twitter who say, oh, I support this and I support that, they're only saying that because they're afraid. They don't want to be canceled, like so many others have been. They're afraid and they don't have the guts necessarily to call it out. Now, some of them might say, oh, live and let live, but the majority of people don't like this type of shit, but they're afraid to call it out because they're afraid of the mob. Not the Italian mob. The Italian mob wouldn't give a shit about this stuff. No, I'm talking about the online mob that will attack you over all kinds of stupid shit. So, what you're seeing now is pushback from people who are brave enough to say, you know what, I've had enough. And there's still some people online that are like, oh god, I'm scared. And it's like, don't be. Stand with the people that are actually being honest, that are voicing that they hate this shit. Stand with them, because in the long run, it's going to make gaming better. It's going to make gaming where it's fun again and where you don't have a lot of stupid bullshit in it. And that's the only way forward for gaming. Otherwise, gaming dies. I mean, that's it. There's no way where people who don't push back are going to win. Because they're going to keep shelling out content that's garbage until eventually you're getting nothing at all and you're being paid $70 for it. Yeah, or they keep telling us not to buy games. Exactly. Which is one of the stupidest things I've ever heard of in my life. It's kind of like if you go to Burger King where they say have it your way back in the day, but now they're like, if you don't like it, you don't have to eat here. And you're like, wait, what the fuck? You're like, I ordered a Whopper with cheese and this and that, and you got it wrong. And they're like, I don't give a shit. You don't like it, don't buy it. And you're like, fine, I'm just going to go across the street to Arby's. It's like, fuck you, guy. You're going to be like that? Fine, I'll go somewhere else. And then they're like, oh, these racist, bigoted people don't want to eat Burger King. It's like, motherfucker, you told us not to come in the door and eat your food. What the fuck are we supposed to do? Or the incel fucking comment. It's like, shut the fuck up with that shit. That's so stupid and ignorant in and of itself. It's like, don't be angry because they have valid criticisms. Don't be angry about that shit. Address the valid criticism, and they're going to be happy and you'll be happy, and that's it. Yeah, exactly. It's like there's nothing wrong with wanting attractive or badass characters. It's kind of like if you get a birthday cake, but it looks like someone dropped it on the fucking floor. Oh, you're an incel if you don't like it. No, motherfucker, it looks like you dropped it on the damn floor. Of course I'm not going to want this. That's where we're at in gaming right now. People drop the cake on the fucking floor and they think if you complain about it, that you're an incel, you're this, you're that. It's like, shut the fuck up.
Shots up ahead.
I see them. I can take him out with a sniper rifle.
The what?
The long shot.
Oh, I have a few rounds. Make them count. You're a wizard. The long shot is your wand.
Shh. I have to click.
Oh, yes, of course, your wizardship. My seals are sealed.
Yeah, well, that's probably for the best, because those types are always trouble.
Keep your head down. I'm gonna take a look.
Yes, but please, hurry back. This is very, very bad terrain. Risky.
Those type of streamers are kind of like those muscle-bound dudes that are always posing without shirts on, and everyone's like, oh my god, he has like the best body and he spends like 4 hours a day in the gym, but you toss the motherfucker a Rubik's Cube and his head explodes. Same type. It's just a different gender. Yep, exactly.
We got company! Real fire don't rule nothing! This is our land now!
Let's put an end to it.
Nice. Some of the fights I get into in this game, I'm getting my ass kicked by like 3 guys. Oh yeah, I know. Well, because Hollywood knows that that type of stuff is going to sell in a movie, and they have no problem putting it in there. But then gaming is like, this is what you need to like and enjoy. This is what you should be partaking in. And it's like, fuck you. It's like, if what you put forth is not something I enjoy, I'm not going to buy it no matter how much you tell me to. That's just how it is.
Wars, famine, disease, murder. Killed us all.
You mean the rebranding or who they put in charge? I think the rebranding is basically like, you ever heard the saying, you can't polish a turd? I think that's kind of what they're doing. Because everyone is like, oh, 343, and they're all, they said 343 needs to be removed from the Halo franchise, and they're like, oh, look, we renamed it, to Halo, whatever the fuck they named it, and everyone's like, oh, that's kind of cool, and it's like, don't lose your focus. All they did was spray paint a turd a different color. That's all they did. And, as far as who they have that all the controversy is about, I mean, my initial reaction with all that I've seen so far is moderate concern. Now, that's not saying this individual can't do a good job, It's just from what we've seen so many goddamn times in gaming, that's absolutely not the case, and that's not how it's going to go. But again, I'm not going to, I'm not going to say, hey, it can't happen, and there's no way. I'm going to refrain from making that decision, or, I'm going to basically give them a chance. And if they fuck it up, I'll be like, well, yeah, I kind of figured. But if they knock it out of the park, then that's golden. I'm happy. Some people complain that Mad Max has a very drab
That must be it.
color palette, and that's kind of true, but it still has very beautiful vistas.
Some preparation.
Very beautiful game. They can say that she wasn't fired, but I think we all know behind closed doors she was fired.
The car needs more power and grip. It needs side armor and a grill to shield the nose. The Hunchback can make it happen if I bring him the parts.
Yeah, and that's, it's like I don't know how many times I've said it, that these studios needed better project management. You can't do it in-house. You have to hire someone who's a project manager, not say, oh, so-and-so is going to be a project manager. It's like, no, it doesn't work like that. With project management, you actually go to school for project management. And yeah, you can get PMP certified if you have a degree or experience, but a lot of times these bigger companies, especially someone like Microsoft, they're going to want project management professionals who actually went to college and got a degree in project management to be a project manager. I guarantee, outside of Xbox, in the other projects that Microsoft has, I guarantee they have actual project managers. It's like, why would you not do that in gaming as well? That's got to be a lot of money tied to that. Why would you take that chance and not, it doesn't make any sense.
The very sand seemed to whisper.
Your plans for this car, building it up.
Just to add context to this, the Army uses Six Sigma certification project management for its officers. They all have to be PMP certified. And so the Army has for some time used project management as part of how officers regulate stuff and control stuff. And as complex as some of our operations are, you absolutely need something like project management.
Let's return to Jeets first, huh? Then I'll show you the plans.
You know, this car actually handles better than the cars in the taxi driving simulator game that I just did a review for. Which, I mean, I know, I get it. It's a,
Go for the red tank! The
you
red
know, it's a
tank!
sim, so sims are going to handle a little different, but it's still kind of, surprising.
He hit the nitro when he rams! She's about to blow!
Yeah, it's hard when you get swarmed by cars and you're trying to target the gas tank. Or the fuel tank on top. Kind of aggravating.
This could work as cover.
It's pretty cool later in the game when you upgrade the different bases and they'll actually pick up the scrap for you so you don't have to. But this is a pretty new playthrough, so I haven't unlocked that yet with any of the bases, and I've only been to one of the bases so far. So yeah, you know, when I was in the army, I saw poor leadership and I saw great leadership, and what I'm seeing from Xbox is piss poor leadership. Like, they're jacked the fuck up. You know, it blows my mind how a $1 trillion corporation can be making so many stupid fucking mistakes. It's just, I didn't think it would be possible, but you know, it is obviously. You'd think they would want the best result possible from their gaming division because it reflects on them as a company, obviously. And the fact that that's not the case is kind of like, it's like if you're going to be just pissing away money or giving a half-ass effort, why even be in the gaming sector at all? You know, it just doesn't make any sense. Some of this terrain is pretty fucking rough. Makes me wish I had a 4x4.
leaving for a while. Something I gotta do.
More doom flies our way.
You know, it's hard to say. I would say probably because they told her, hey, you know what? Do what you can with what you have to work with. Because I know everyone's like, oh, they're $1 trillion corporation. You know, so there's no limit to how much. It's like, stop. It's like, they don't have as much money as they want for whatever. You know, they do have investors. They do have shareholders that they have to answer to. And these shareholders are going to want to know where all this money's going, and they may only allocate a certain amount. And when you're talking about project, and you're like, hey, you know what? We could have this project out the door, but I need 200 more devs, and they're just like, you know what? No, we're just not giving you the money for that. I mean, that's kind of, I think that's probably what happened, where they're like, this is the budget, these are the people you have to work for you, so just get it out the door as soon as possible. You know?
Once you had everything. Purpose.
Yeah, I completely agree. It should have been done, you know, extremely quickly. There's so much I would change if I was hired, like if Satya Nadella hired me and said, hey, you know what, straighten out Xbox. Unfuck this situation right now. There's a lot that I would probably do once I got my hands on things and once I saw how everything was running. And I know people, you'll have so many people from within the Xbox, you know, camp. Oh, you don't know what's going on, and you have no expertise in this, and you're not, you know, and it's like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, okay. You know, but let's look at the situation. I mean, when they can't get on top of their own problems, it doesn't take a rocket scientist or a professional in the industry to say, hey, you know what? They're pissing about and they're not handling the situation. They need to figure out what the hell the problem is and address it rather than beating around the bush. It doesn't take a professional to figure that shit out. You know, like the commercial, even a caveman could do it. Something I thought was interesting is how they changed the look of the Fable character, of the protagonist, I guess. There was a hell of a lot of criticism, and of course you have all these people. You have people on Twitter that were making fun of those that were calling them out. They're like, oh, they're the anti-woke crowd, and da-da-da, and it's like, no, it's not about that. It's the character looks like they fell out of, you know, they fell out of the ugly tree that's like 400 motherfucking feet tall and hit every goddamn branch on the way down, climbed back up, and did it again. That's what it looks like. It's not woke, anti-woke, nothing. Character's ugly as a motherfucker, you know? And then they changed the look of the character, and it's like, well, Xbox obviously heard this and said, you know what, let's change the look. Which I completely get. You know, if your gamers are saying something, you want to listen to what they're saying. Don't listen to the virtue signaling idiots that are, you know, gaslighting everyone. Listen to the paying customers and do what they say. And I think they did that to try to get more people hyped and less people aggravated with it. And I think it did a decent job so far. Yeah, you're exactly right about the yes man people that are morons. You gotta have people that aren't just gonna agree because they don't want to upset the boss. It's like if something's going on and it needs to be said that, hey, this is shit, tell the boss. Say, hey, you know what? No disrespect, but this is garbage and we need to fix it if you want the best. Or if you want a better product, good enough that people are going to actually want to buy it. You know, it's like don't agree just because you're afraid of pissing someone off. It's like if you're in that role, do the best job you can do, not only
Why
for
should
your
we quit
company,
these heathen?
but
We should cleanse these
for,
camps, should we
you
not?
know, for your paying customers. Let me see where the sniper is.
Wonder why that in my face.
Their lead truck. It carries a great and powerful artifact on its hood. It would serve us well to wield such a mysterious force. Expose him and stick him! Look, yonder! A war party coming!
God damn it, I didn't realize I don't have any more ammo. That's fine.
Reflex! Scope! Long shot! Look how it hit home!
Keep an eye on the car.
No, I heard before why, but I don't remember.
Company! This little guy! Raggedy man! All right, I'm up for backup!
That's interesting. I had no idea. I mean, I heard someone saying that they knew before, but I didn't know about the Guilty Spark in the Halo games. I don't remember reading that, but that's pretty cool. Which game was that in? Yeah, I don't remember. A lot of these bases always have scrap and all the other stuff hidden so well, you gotta really look for it. You know, I remember this game coming out at the same time as Metal Gear Solid, and this game is so much damn fun. It's just, it's too bad it didn't do better than, because it's so underrated, and it feels like if it would have launched in a different month than Metal Gear Solid, it would have done so much better. But it's hard when it's a new game, a new IP essentially, as far as gaming goes, and you're launching against something as well known as a Metal Gear Solid game. It just, again, it's the Titanfall 2 situation. I kind of suspect I'm close to a boss fight or something. Not really sure. Yeah, I don't remember. I've played each game once in my entire life, so I don't remember.
This what you want? Come and get it. Rescue. Someone's gonna die. Over here, Wastelander.
I know it really sucks right now that gaming and all this other stuff is going through tough times because of socio-political activists, anarchists essentially, that want to just tear everything down. But ironically, it's them being so hell-bent on destroying everything from the past that's going to usher in a new era where they don't have jobs and where we get a lot of good content and stuff, but it's probably going to take 10 years. It definitely feels like we're about at the point of an entertainment reset almost. That was such a cheap kill. Yeah. It's like I kind of feel at this point we shouldn't even pay attention to gaming journalists unless they're independent gaming journalists. Same fucking way as last time. Ridiculous.
I'm drying out. Need water.
Trick is to run in the midst of them and have them all attacking me when the gas can explodes, because it's going to be really hard to defeat all of them if I'm not doing that. Yeah, I don't really have a problem with Destin, but I know he said some stupid shit before, so
I gotta be water around.
it's like I'm aware of him, but I don't really watch him, so to speak. Alright, so I think this is the 4th try. I think. Yeah, that was a bunch of bullshit. It seems like most of the gaming professionals aren't really professionals at either gaming or journalism. Yeah, Jason Schreier's a piece of shit.
Let me get my hands on you! You little leech boy! Ah! Real fast don't do nothing! This is our land now! gonna help you, asshole. Fresh skin.
Collects morning jail. Again.
And what pisses me off is I press triangle in order to counter. I'm pressing it right as it comes up, and he doesn't counter it. It's like, what the hell?
I'm drying out. Need water.
Well, that was simple. Avoided a huge, crazy fight just by doing that. Figures. Yeah, you're exactly right about how double A is where it's at. And you have some indie studios that aren't double A, but they're still pumping out quality. Yeah, with some of the real small ones, it can prove difficult because they're not getting funding to really deal with quality control or making sure their games don't have bugs and stuff like that. But with double A, like RoboCop Rogue City, I think it's what you'd call double A. There were actually people pissed, gaming journalists that were like, "Oh, it doesn't do enough to address, to make it modernized." And it's like, fuck you, we don't want modernized. We like the 80s and 90s shit. And the reason why that type of stuff succeeds is because it doesn't have the modernizing bullshit in it. what's absolutely screwing up the AAA market right now is Ford shit. Everybody looks at Ford shit and they're like, "Oh my god, I want that," and it's like, stop. There's only ever going to be one Fortnite, no matter how bad you want your game to be like that. It's probably not going to be like that.
A war
You
party
know?
bidding us welcome. Stay clear! The borders!
You know, cruising through the desert like this at night where there's nothing for miles definitely reminds me of Iraq, except we were wearing NVGs most of the time. But still pretty cool.
I'll fix her! Try to keep them off my back! Can you still be ready for it?
Basically because they don't want... They're upset the police officers are seen as the good guys. They're upset that there's not enough representation of certain demographics, and it's like, stop. It's like, you guys gotta chill with that shit. Nobody likes that shit. Or the people that like that shit don't buy video games. You know, it's beyond ridiculous.
She may be a prime psycho, but he's our psycho. If you bet...
Huh? Here it is, Saint. My plans for the Jack. Oh, she'll be perfect. Speed, power, tenacious durability. Take a look, see?
I'll take your word for it.
Driver! I got a problem.
I wish I had no use for the likes of you, but as you can see, we're...
Fine, driver. Look around. The essential utilities we are...
I've heard of him, and that he doesn't take showers. That's pretty much all I've heard about him.
Saint? I've been wondering. You recall our companion, Saint? The dinky... Raid camps of the Scrotus hordes should be destroyed. Power boost! Metallic totems, scarecrows still haunt here.
I think it's too strong to hit right now.
I'm cast out from Balefire. Their leader Jeet judged me and found
Yeah, come out. I might do that.
no
Like I
fighting
said, it's
spirit
not
left.
someone that I've really
Broken
followed
knife,
before,
led battles against the
so
hordes of Gastown.
I didn't really know anything about the
So
guy.
what'll it be? Help me with this loot and split it, or corpse me and take it all?
I have to catch one of his live streams then.
Forget not the grand Ocho what sits on the hood! An ornament of great power for us!
Yeah, that's cool. Send me the links. Sounds like I need to step up my game so I can have that much content also. You know, I'm trying to put out some more content, but I think, I guess I need to put more content on YouTube and on Rumble. Very nice. Very nice. I knew if I hit it hard enough, I could take it out.
If you need something to come driving, just send a flare.
I don't have the Thunder Poon yet, so it's like a harpoon, but with a, they call it the Thunder tip, where it explodes like a torpedo. So I have to use my car as a battering ram pretty much all the time. Yeah, I actually put out several review videos in the past few weeks. Definitely upping my output, but I think I need to up the tempo even more, you know, and live stream more. I haven't live streamed like a couple weeks. I guess not enough scrap yet, that's fine. That was unexpected. I thought for sure when he hit that car that he would have blown right through it and not do a backflip. Yeah, but Twitch really sucks, you know. And because it adds content to my channel, I don't mind that much. It's just like, as far as consoles go, I don't have a good place to live stream. I was looking all over for the water. I didn't realize there was a little plate on the ground. It's like with YouTube, if I live stream on YouTube, I'll have dozens of viewers, but if I'm live streaming on Twitch, it might be two. You know, it might be two. So I go with YouTube because it's more numbers. Also, it seems like the more I live stream on YouTube, the more traffic my channel gets, and I actually pick up more followers when I'm live streaming regularly than when I'm not. I gotta go get the dog. Can't believe they left the dog behind.
My chapel, my sanctum, my sacristy, all blown to smithereens by infidels, non-recognizable bits of profane nothingness.
There might still be something here.
My buggy? Haha, Dune Popper. She lives yet?
Sturdier than it looks.
Yeah, I mean, at first, when I first started live streaming, I live stream regularly on Twitch, but anymore, I might do it once a month. You know, anymore I don't live stream more than that. It's just not worth it.
Dinky D's alive! I knew he would prevail. He's a survivor, that one. Good boy.
Here.
Especially since you have people live streaming on Twitch that have hundreds of thousands of followers, and unless you're live streaming a game that's brand new, you're just not getting any views at all. That's a reason why I stay away from Twitch. I thought about that, but my life is not a little hectic right now, so it's hard for me to set up any type of schedule. I am actually thinking about doing that. I just need to stabilize some stuff first.
Track boy.
You know, it'd be great if, like, one of these other platforms, like Kick, worked a deal out with PlayStation or Xbox where you could live stream, you know, to Kick from your console, and it wasn't just PC. The best part about doing these minefield missions is it gives you ammunition.
Which way?
Yeah, definitely. If I set up a schedule, I'll definitely let you know.
No. You leave him alone. Dinky D's a friend. He's not for eating. We need to find a safe place for you to stay, Dinky D, and keep these savages.
Yeah, that's cool. You can send
I'll
it to
put
me.
something together. Now stay.
Hey, anyway, I'm going to end the live stream there. I didn't want to end it in the middle of a mission. Thanks for checking it out. If you did watch it, I do greatly appreciate it. Poison Maniac, as always, thank you, brother. I do appreciate dropping in the live stream, checking it out, hanging out. If you just see my channel for the first time, definitely check out the other videos on my YouTube channel, such as the game review videos. I do greatly appreciate it. If you enjoyed this live stream, definitely hit that like button. This is SSG, aka Sergeant Sentinel. Take it easy, everybody. Have a good night.